Hi, it's Anna here. Just thought I might run through with you the basics of a beef Wellington. It's obviously had a lot of very bad publicity here in the last 12 months. It is such a delicious thing to have, a luxury item for a dinner party. So I'm going to show you very quickly the process that I do. I've laid out here some prosciutto. I'll just turn that around so you can see. And that is on some cling film. And I have cooked up today and cooled down mushrooms with shallots and some fresh thyme and a little bit of garlic. And I put these in the food processor before I put them in the fry pan, and then I take all of the water content out of it. So this has been cooled down now. I'm doing 2 of these for a client. So you pour the duxelle, is the official culinary name for it, and you spread that over the top of the prosciutto. And I've got some gloves on here. Just helps to ease it in and to flatten it. All right, so, and now we're going to put the seared fillet steak that I made earlier, and I've wrapped it in cling film to keep its shape. And I'm just going to take this out, and I'm going to spread some Dijon mustard on this before I sit it on this. So I'll show you the next step. So the easiest way to spread Dijon mustard onto this is with a silicone, and then you just spread that on. And that's got to go all the way around, and then we're going to place it on top of the duxelle and the prosciutto. Now these fillet steaks have been sealed in the pan and cooled down in the fridge. So I've popped that now with the mustard on top, and I'm going to now fold the, need to find the ends of this cling film. I'm going to fold the ends of the prosciutto around like this, and really wrap it tightly. And I'm going to be popping this in the fridge overnight to really firm up and also intensifies flavour. And then I'm going to show you how to put the pastry on the top. You're going to do a really nice, very professional lattice finish as well. I'll show you how to do that tomorrow. Hello again, back in the kitchen. This has been in the fridge overnight in cling film, which keeps its shape. And I've popped it on some puff pastry, and I'm now just going to put some egg yolk around the pastry, and then we're going to roll it like a sort of very large sausage roll. And this is just part 1 of the pastry technique of a Wellington, because it will have another topping of pastry on the top with a lattice. Every pastry chef has their own kind of crimping way to do things. I personally like to do a lattice, and I'll show you that in a minute. So it's like wrapping a package on the end here and tucking that under. Right, so both sides like that. Tuck it under, and then you've got this lovely little parcel which is ready to go in the oven once we put the next stage on. This is the opportunity to, as I say, egg yolk wash. It gives a much nicer finish in the oven, much more of a golden finish than a whole egg. And I make a lot of pavlovas, so I keep the egg yolks for moments like this, and then there's no waste. So that's done, and I'm going to show you the next stage of the layering of the pastry. Okay, we're back. I'm making 2 of these today, so I'm going to show you how we're going to create this finish with the second layer of pastry. So I've got my second Wellington here ready to go, and another sheet of pastry, and I'm using a lattice cutter. And you've got to apply a lot of pressure onto this to cut through it. So if you're watching, I've actually had a go once and it didn't work. So try again, as they say. And here we go. You can see now it's all starting to create that shape. And this is the opportunity to take your egg yolk again and just give it the once over. You can do this once it's on top of the joint of meat, but I just feel like the egg yolk gets all caught up and it gets sort of claggy. So better to do it now, and you get a sort of smoother finish, and then you don't end up with all these sort of lumps of egg yolk on the top. So that's done. I'm gonna lift this up now. And then I'm going to pop this over, and you'll see you've got to be quite gentle with it, but just try and gently pull it apart where all the cuts have been made. And it does come very, very slowly. You start to get the little cuts, and you can start to see on this side. You can edge them over a little bit, and then you tuck everything under, and with a knife, cut the edges off. So there we go. It's good. I'm going to take a knife, just do that, and peel all of that away. It is a bit of a fiddly little thing, but it's worth it. And you tuck all the excess underneath the joint of meat, like that. And then what I'm going to do is finish it off with some sprigs of either thyme or rosemary in each little gap of the pastry, and it just makes it look really professional. So I'll show you that in a second. Okay, so coming back to it, you can see here what I've done is in every little lattice space I've popped a little piece of fresh thyme from my garden. And just to sort of be a bit quirky, I've done the other one with some rosemary. And they're quite different, obviously. This is home cooking, it's not Michelin star, but it tastes exactly the same. These are amazing. If you want to order one of these, they're on my menu. You get a full instruction and also a thermo pen on how to successfully cook it so you don't ruin it. But it's a really impressive dinner party thing to serve your guests. You've got to make sure though that you rest this meat once it's been cooked for a good 10 to 15 minutes. And that's the secret, I think, of a Wellington. And of course making sure that it's super chilled straight out the fridge before you put it in your hot oven, and that way the meat doesn't overcook. And I always recommend 52 degrees Celsius when you poke the pen in the middle. Pull it out, obviously making sure that the pastry is lovely and golden, and you'll have an incredible dinner. So I hope that has helped, and I hope everybody gets back onto the beef Wellington scene really soon. Okay, lots of love.